I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Mayor Paul,
Here.
Vice Mayor Lewis,
Here.
Councilmember Whitman.
Here.
Councilmember Hatton.
Here.
Councilmember Starkey.
Here.
Mr. Lemack. Mr. Lewis. Mr. Holste. Mr. Weinthal. Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Our first order of business is the selection of the vice mayor. As you know, we go into rotation, and Councilmember Starkey is up at this time. May I have a motion to select Councilmember Starkey as vice mayor for this year?
I'll make a motion to
I'll
select.
second it.
Yeah, okay, thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's unanimous. Now, we're
Mazel
gonna-
tov.
Thank
You're going to
you.
switch with Marlon, so you come over here. Marlon, you're going to go on the end. That way you can be out of, that way you can sleep and nobody will know. Thank Mr. Lewis for his year as vice mayor. We appreciate that. Hello. I haven't seen you in a long time. Okay, we have a presentation tonight, and with us is Sarah Hannah Spurlock of the FCCMA District 5 is going to make a presentation. Ta-da! Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, Honorable Mayor Paul, Town Council members, City Manager, dedicated staff members, and residents of Davie. My name is Sarah Hannah Spurlock. I have served in local government in South Florida for 20 years, and this evening I represent the Florida City and County Management Association. FCCMA is a professional organization comprising of 626 practicing public administrators from various local governments across Florida. Established in 1946 as a nonprofit corporation, our mission is to enhance professionalism within the state's 478 cities and counties, while advocating for the council manager form of government to uphold the highest ethical and professional standards. Our professional management committee is entrusted with acknowledging significant milestones and achievements within cities throughout Florida. On behalf of FCCMA, it is an honor to present the town of Davie with a certificate commemorating your 40th year operating under the council manager form of government, as recognized by the International City and County Management Association. In the name of the FCCMA officers, the board of directors, and our dedicated members, we extend our heartfelt congratulations on this remarkable achievement. The council manager model of city and county government was established to maintain a clear separation between administration and direct political influence. It aims to establish merit-based practices within local government, mirroring a corporate framework. In this structure, voters, which are akin to stockholders, elect a commission, which is similar to a board of directors, which in turn appoints a manager and executive professional. The manager advises the commission and executes the decisions through ordinances and policies. In Florida, nearly 70% of all of the 411 cities, towns, and villages operate under the commission manager form of government. Furthermore, of the 67 counties in the state, all but 2 are professionally managed. At this juncture, I would like to present the council and city manager with this certificate.
Thank you very much. Take good care of that, Mr. Lemon. Okay, we're going to go on to the approval of the consent agenda. And we don't have anything to be tabled or withdrawn. I would like to pull 3, 4, and 5 from the consent agenda. Does anyone else have anything that they would like to pull? Okay. May I have a motion to approve consent agenda minus 3, 4, and 5?
Motion to approve consent agenda minus 3, 4, and 5.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous. Okay. Number 3 is the purchase and sale agreement. We had a full presentation on that just moments ago at the CRA meeting, which time it passed unanimously. I would like to entertain a motion to approve that as revised. There had been a revision in it.
You looking for a motion, Mayor?
Yes,
I'll make a motion to approve as revised.
thank you. Is there a second?
Second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's unanimous. Now I'll look to Mr. Holsey in relation to 4 and 5.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. I'm Philip Holsty, Assistant Town Administrator. Tonight, I'm going to be making a short presentation prior to your consideration of the Prestige Purchase and Sale and Developers Agreement. In attendance tonight from Prestige behind me, we have Dave Patalis, Tommy Hurst, and Alejandro Valero. Apologize, I'm sorry. Butchered that. So on May 10th, 2023, the town of Davie received an unsolicited proposal from the Prestige companies to purchase a portion of the former wastewater property, as you can see on the map here. They are proposing to redevelop the property in unison with the property to the west, that is Davie Battery. They are proposing a workforce housing project consisting of a maximum of 90 housing units,
Wow.
3-story garden style with surface parking, with a proposed build-out cost of $30 million. Subsequently, the town council accepted and improved that LOI in September, and through the negotiation process, we came to an updated conceptual site plan that you see before you. They're still building a workforce housing project, workforce residential project, that will consist of 105 to 120 garden-style apartments, again, 3-story. The project will consist of 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom units, and they've committed to 50% or more of those housing units being 2-bedroom. The project will have access, as you can see, 2 access points off of Oaks Road on the north and Southwest 37th Street to the south. The other component to this that is still in the works is to the north of both the garage and the former wastewater plant. There's property that's owned by Tyndall Hammock Soil and Conservation District, as you can see here. They own a parcel that runs east to west from Davie Road east to Everglades Mobile Home Park. So as part of this process, the town is going to attempt to obtain that property from Tyndall Hammock. The property would be used exclusively for landscaping, an entrance feature, and access only if it's obtained from Tyndall Hammock. This property, as you see before you, is not required for the development of the overall project, the garage and former wastewater plant. It just makes the project better in terms of landscaping and appearance, but the project can move forward without this parcel. So the agreement terms that is before you tonight, they are asking the town of Davie to donate the property, as this is a full workforce housing project, and cover up to 50% of the cleanup costs, if any, based on the environmentals that are in process. If approved tonight, we would be committing up to $250,000, or basically overall $500,000, 50% of those cleanup costs, if any. The economic incentive from this land donation is approximately $1.4 million, and that's based upon the appraised value of the property. The investigation period would be until November 30th, 2023, and Prestige would have 6 months to submit a site plan to the town following that. Property closing would occur within 30 days of obtaining all governmental approvals as defined in the purchase and sale agreement. And then if for whatever reason Prestige didn't proceed with the project, the town would take over the purchase of the garage, because as we always do when we have another property involved in a deal similar, if you remember the Altman project with the Davie Professional Building, we always like retaining control if for whatever reason the primary project doesn't proceed. So in this circumstance, they're paying $3.15 million for the garage, so the town would take over that responsibility of buying the property or buying it directly from Prestige if it's after the property closing for the garage. And then finally, the project commencement would be 18 months to start construction from site plan approval. So the housing details, again, we've talked about this being an affordable workforce housing project. So that's 100% based upon income as well as rents. So currently, as the way it's structured, 20% of the units will be based upon up to 120% of the Broward County AMI will be based upon rent and income, and then the remaining 80% will be up to 140% of the AMI. Finally, the declaration of restricted covenants are not included in your backup because that's something that'll be negotiated during the site plan approval process. And with that, we're here to answer any questions you have. Thank you.
Anybody have any questions? No? I think that we've been talking about a project at the wastewater plant for many years, and to find a use for that land, and especially with the affordable and the workforce housing, which is something that we have been pushing for quite some time. And that will only be the beginning. I know we have several other things on the horizon for affordable and workforce housing. So that's very, very important for us right now. So if there are no questions,
Just a comment.
comment, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate again, this is consistent with what we've been planning for a long term. We've been working on these projects for a long time, and I have to commend staff for everything you've done again. I mean, everything from the CRA, it's a little bit, a little bit north of that, but at least it's part of, I think, bringing the whole projects, all of them, pretty much together. And staff, you've done a great job at trying to control our destiny and making sure that we have that mixed income levels here as well. And the affordable and attainable housing is surely needed in the town of Davie as well as all over Broward County. So we've been working hard on this with staff, and I really commend them for what they've done. And we look forward to the project. I wanted to hear if District 1 had anything else to say.
Thank you. Could I entertain a motion to approve number 4, the purchase and sale agreement?
Number 4 is the developer's
That's
agreement.
3, I'm sorry.
The developer's agreement is number 4.
I can't,
Going 3.
I guess if I put my glasses on, it would help. The 4 is the developer's agreement.
We're on 3, right?
Am I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve
Number
number
4,
4,
developer's agreement.
developers agreement.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous. May I have a motion to approve the purchase and sale agreement, number 5?
Motion to approve the purchase and sale agreement number 5.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's unanimous. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Move on. Hey. Long time in coming. That takes care of the consent agenda. We'll go over to the public hearing portion of the meeting. Start out with number 15, which is a second and final reading of the code amendment. Mr. Weinthal, would you read the ordinance by title?
Yes, Mayor. An ordinance of the Town of Davie, Florida, amending Chapter 2, Article 7, Division 4, Section 2-272, titled Duties, and Section 2-273, titled Department Head, providing for severability, providing for conflict, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you very much. This is an open public meeting. Is there anyone that wishes to speak on that at this time? You may come forward. Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Any comments by council? Any questions? Could I have a motion and a second to approve 15 code amendment?
Motion to approve number 15 code amendment.
Okay, would you call the roll, please, Madam Clerk?
Councilmember Whitman,
Yes.
Mayor Paul,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Starkey.
Yes.
Councilmember Hatton.
Yes.
Councilmember Lewis.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much. Number 16 is a code amendment. This is a first reading. The second reading will be on December 6th. Mr. Weinthal, would you read the ordinance by title, please?
Yes, Mayor. An ordinance of the Town of Davie, Florida, amending the following sections of Chapter 12, Land Development Code, Article 13, Special Planning Areas and Districts, Division 9, Griffin Corridor District, Division 11, Regional Activity Center Districts, providing for conflict, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you very much. This is a public hearing. If anybody wishes to speak on this, you may come forward at this time. Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. Anyone from council wish to?
No.
Questions? I must say again, I applaud Mr. Quigley and Mr. Lemack and Mr. Halsey for moving this along from our workshop. And I did go to the Planning and Zoning Board last night and spoke in favor of it because I explained to them how passionate I am. So and I was happy that they passed it unanimously. So I would like to entertain a motion to approve number 16, the
Mayor,
code amendment.
before
go ahead.
before you make that, if I could add something in here. I've spoke with different developers and on there, and everybody seems very happy with this. But where we have, we can go back for the variations, I think we have it at 3 times. Most people seem to think it'd be more fair if it was 5, because sometimes when you make one change, it precipitates another change. So if we're at 5, I don't think it would stop anything we're trying to do. I just think it's a little better all the way around. If I could get an opinion from staff on that or so.
I just would like to say, as I always say, we work for the residents, we don't work for the developers. The 3 was established for a great deal of discussion. And the problem is, if they want other kinds of variations, there are other ways that they can do it. But we have to have more control over what goes on in some of these developments. And this is one way of doing it. And I think 3 is a very healthy number. I know the one that was Midtown was so many that it was ridiculous, and we don't want, and I don't think we've ever really had that many. But I personally think that 3 is more than sufficient.
Well, I think we have control. I think we this whole thing with the developers in the town who we work for, I think it's a collaboration.
Of course, it's a partnership, but what we've done before, and I can say that most of the developers we have great relationships with, and we work very well with them. But there are some that don't come to us for any advice, and they just put things in, and things linger for years and years and years. And
But I
And
think
I
the
always
one
say-
where you
yes, wait a
mentioned
minute,
the
let me
9
finish
is a
my
bit of an
point.
aberration, though.
let me finish my point. The thing is this, is it's always better to work with them and come up with solutions than to give them something that we may not be happy with at a later time. And I have to say, I would say probably 9 out of 10 the developers that we've worked with where there's been a problem have been more than willing to work with us. And so we do have a good relationship, but we have to make sure that the council has enough control, because we're running out of land. People are very interested in being in Davie. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot that we have to keep tabs on. And I think that this was an excellent way of doing it, so. Yes.
Yeah, I also agree with you on this one because, it took a while, and this is a great consensus position on this. There were other ways and other directions this could have gone. And, we were very happy that staff was able to come up with this as a solution, and I think this will do very well by the town, especially representing the east side where we want to keep it along Orange Drive and the residents a little better. So I would like to make a motion to approve item number 16, code amendment as written.
Okay, I'll second that. May we have a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Lewis,
Yes.
Councilmember Whitman.
Yes.
Councilmember Hatton.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Starkey.
Yes.
Mayor Paul.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Yay. Thank you very much. That takes care of the public hearing portion of the meeting. Do we have any appointments? I don't think so, okay. Under old business, Mr. Lemack, you want to give us an update?
Yeah, yes, thank you, Mayor. This is an update to our continued commitment to be transparent to the town council, the public, and our employees on the status of the Davie Utility Divestiture Study to the City of Sunrise. Excuse me. On January 24th, 2023, the town of Davie and the City of Sunrise authorized their administrator, me, and the manager to consider written offers or counteroffers for the acquisition of the town's water and wastewater utility system, subject to council and commission approvals. That action was valid for 1 year. Since that time, there have been numerous meetings with Sunrise consultants as either full negotiation team or in our subcommittees as we analyze, evaluate the legal, financial, engineering aspects, capital components, just to name a few. The main purpose of me speaking tonight and for this item on the agenda is to advise that both municipalities are in mutual agreement to exercise the 90-day extension clause that was in the agreement to February 16th, 2024. The document has already been extended and executed and signed by Mayor Paul and City Manager Mark Lubelski on behalf of Mayor Ryan, and it's in the backup for your item tonight as I'm speaking to it. The extension is necessary in part due to the amount of data being reviewed and the need for additional expert input and scheduling. We have and will continue to meet with our employees and labor representatives, as well as sending letters, keeping everybody apprised of the status. And as you know, Mr. Lewis is sharing his time between Town Hall and utilities, which has been very helpful to our employees in addressing questions and assisting Renuka in the administrative functions as she focuses on the study. So that's what I wanted to put before you tonight. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much, appreciate it. There's no new business. Noting again, schedule of the next meetings, December 6th, and then we're off for the holidays and be back on January 17th. Mayor and council member comments, I'm going to start this evening. I may take a little more time. I was going to do it under new business, but it meant I had to add something to the agenda, so I figured I would just do it under my comments. We got a recommendation from the Public Art Advisory Committee, and I've reviewed the committee meeting minutes from August 28th. The committee made a motion recommending the theme of the painted fiberglass horse public art project. It is my suggestion that we move forward with the committee's recommended theme of the historical cultures of Davie, with suggested subcategories, but not limited to farming and fruit groves, education, cowboys and rodeo, flora and fauna, and Native American tribes. The artists are also encouraged to propose any additional historical Davie cultures. The committee further discussed that if Native American tribal symbols were used, that they include the appropriate tribe in the approval process. So, you know, if you will all agree with me and work, I'd like to have a Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts Department move forward with posting the open call to artists with the theme that was recommended by the Public Art Advisory Committee, pending the selection of the company to create the fiberglass horse models. We've been looking at different models, and it's getting really exciting. So do I have a thumbs up on that? Great. I'm really looking forward to that. It should be great. The other thing is, I would like us to go ahead and have a jazz festival in April, since April is International Jazz Festival Month. I checked with Mr. Pullman, and we do have an available date in April, April 6th, at the Rodeo Arena. And I'd also like the blessing of council. We haven't had one of those in a while, and I think what we might try to do is get some of our local talent. You know, you wouldn't believe the number of people that live in Davie that are jazz artists, and to get them to become involved. That was one of my hopes for this particular concept. So you all give me a thumbs up on that too? Yeah, very good. Thank you. There you go, Jeff. Speaking of the rodeo arena, great rodeo. Great press. I don't know if you saw the Sun Sentinel article. I know Troy sent it around. Everything was really great. Even the Cowboy Channel had the rodeo on it, and we got a lot of really good national coverage. The Broward Pioneer Ceremony was very nice. We had Davie had more awards given than any other community. We were very excited. Kim from the Old Davie School, Troy, and Weekly, and Linda Sluter from Spun Gold Equestrian were all honored, and it was really a very nice event. Veterans Day, again, I think each year it gets a little better. We keep tweaking it, and the speaker was phenomenal.
Wasn't he good?
I have to say thank you to Jeff for being able to get such a good speaker. And the thing, and what he talked about was just so endearing and so warm. And we were thrilled to have 2 World War II vets there that day. Gilbert Wagenheim, 102 years old, and he was just bebopping along there, walking in and out of the event. And also Harold Smith, who turned 100 in October. So Gilbert was with Patton's tank brigade, and Harold was in the Army Air Corps. So, you know, it's always nice, and we were able to recognize a few Korean vets, too, who were getting on into their 90s. My next mayor's breakfast is going to be November 29th at 9:30 in the morning, and as long as Tula's here, may I have it at flashback, Tula? Okay, thank you. So it will be a flashback. I hadn't gotten around to asking you yet. Also, you know, I've spoken about the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida. They had a wonderful gala. It was really very well done, but I do have to say that at one of their galas last year, I won the bid to be a guest conductor for the chorus at one of their concerts. I will be conducting one of the songs, one of the numbers, on the March 22nd concert at the Parker. And the theme is Here's to Hollywood. So it should be a really upbeat, nice event. And they'll be sending me a number of songs that I can select that I'll be conducting. So I'll have to practice with them for that. That's exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. Let's see. Yeah, I just wanted to mention, I've got some pictures that were sent to me about 67th Terrace, that the water is already lapping at their front doors. So if we can take a look and see if there's anything we can do to help them, appreciate it. It's a really low point off of Orange Drive. And I'm sure everybody's been getting, emails in relationship to a variety of flooding issues. Let's see, what else do I have? Yes, I went to the grand opening of F-List. This is a upscale international business that's now located on Davie Road in the industrial area, very upscale industrial area, south of the cemetery. I believe this is the same place where the, what was the company that did the stuff for the knees and the joints and everything?
Stryker.
Yeah, I think it's in that same area. But anyway, they do interiors for yachts, airplanes, and residential units. So it was a beautiful, beautiful showroom and very, very nice event. So we're really looking forward to a extended partnership with that organization as well. Okay, what else do I have? Yes. This I had to share with everybody because we, and this has to do with Veterans Day. I got this email from Susan King. Did anybody else get it?
No.
It says, Dear Mayor and Town of Davie representatives, once again, I wish to acknowledge and commend the efforts involved in presenting the Veterans Day ceremony. It was an honor to have many veterans attend from various branches and different missions and campaign. How wonderful to acknowledge our World War II and Korean veterans, as so many served and have passed. We need to hear their stories and remember their incredible service to pass on their legacy. Your guest speaker, Sergeant Major Joseph Hissong, delivered a message that we all need to hear. His veteran stories from humble yet courageous and brave men encouraged all of us to listen when a veteran is ready to share. I believe everyone took a bit of those stories to share with others. I learned something, too, about a Purple Heart Trail in this great town of Davie. Thank you for acknowledging veterans in a way that is very personal to them and for us to share some time with all of them. Thank you, too, to all the volunteers whose talents and time made for a very special ceremony. Cordially, Susan King, town resident.
Very nice.
That's the kind of stuff
that was
that
great.
we love to get and we love to hear. And, when I was a teacher, with all the problems that you had one kid at the end of the year that said, thank you, I learned a lot. And that was enough to give you the energy to move on and do 20 other projects.
That's right.
And that's what something like this does. We know that it's being appreciated, and for someone to take the time to write that and send it to us is absolutely wonderful. So I told her when I received it that I was going to share it with everyone tonight. So thank you very much. Michelle, you're up.
Thank you, Mayor. Only a couple of items tonight. This weekend, we are hoping for
Could you
bright.
speak into the mic?
This weekend, we are hoping for bright, sunshiny
Yeah.
weather because the annual Holiday Craft Show and Green Fair is this Saturday and Sunday. The event will be held at the rodeo grounds starting at 9 a.m. If you are looking for unique holiday pieces and other handcrafted items, this is the place to get them. I will also be going to Western High School to assist with the setup and organization of the donations with the Harvest Drive team. We will be filling grocery bags and packing the items to be given out. I know the town had several drop-off locations, so I want to thank our HR department for leading this program and for all our employees and residents who donated. The food items will make a positive difference for the families next week. Don't forget, on the first Wednesday of each month, the Fire Rescue Department hosts CPR, AED, and Stop the Bleed trainings at the Fire Administration Building. The class is very informative and is taught by skilled instructors who teach the correct procedures. Contact our fire department to get certified. And last but not least, wishing everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Vice Mayor?
Thank you, Mayor. I'm very brief. I'm looking forward to this weekend with a lot of different activities. We've got a movie on Friday night, and right here at Pine Island, Bamford, hopefully the drainage drains and we will have a successful, fun
Pool party.
evening. Or bring your swimsuit, right. But I think that'll be fun. And then I too am looking forward to the craft show. My little cloggers in the family are gonna be clogging. I just found out they clog at between 10 and 11. They'll all be there, but the activities will be from 9 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. And it's both Saturday and Sunday, so that'll be a good activity for families as well. And happy Thanksgiving to everyone, one and all, and thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Hatton?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I just have a few things. One thing is I have to add on to that woman said about Sergeant Major Birdsong. It was amazing. He was so different, and I told him he should write a book because his stories were so wonderful. The other thing is I have two things I want to ask staff to look at. One is recently I had an accident in my carport where a 18-wheeler came through and took a tree down and hit my car. I was wondering why they were coming through my street. It's a residential area. Why do they come through with a 18-wheeler? So we don't have the right signage, I understand, to say no through traffic or whatever. So I'm going to ask if we could find out how we could get that done. So anybody else that needs it on their street can apply and find out also. It was quite an adventure. And the second thing is, coming east or west on either Orange Drive or Griffin Road, there are bridges that go over to get from one side of the canal to the other. When you come down there at night, you cannot see where to turn to take the bridge. As you come down, it's just like, where's the bridge? Where is it? I can't see it. So I'm asking if maybe we could do something about putting a light on the bridge, on the the end of the bridge and the road. So when you come up, you know that that's where the bridge turn is. That's where you go to turn to get over to the other side of the canal. So that's basically the two things that I had come up in the last 2 weeks that I'd like to bring up and ask to be looked at for the town, for the safety town, so nobody winds up in the canal. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Lewis?
Thank you, Mayor. So many things have already been covered, and right, it was a wonderful rodeo that we had this weekend. Seemed to really have some really good competitors there. It was really interesting. I lived there in that little country estates, and we've had, from what I see here in the texts and emails that I've gotten, 10 inches of rain since last night. And I know I left my house at 5:30 to come here, and usually that's about a 10-minute drive for me to get here. And when I come up 16th Street, there were 2 cars that were stalled in the middle of the road from the rain. We have all that work being done back there, but it's only a small part of it is done. So we're still having a problem there with flooding. So please be careful as you drive around there. I would avoid 16th. If you need to come in that area, I'd come in Ernest or some of the others, because this rain, I don't think, is stopping here tonight. So for the next few days, that area is going to be underwater, unfortunately. But that work that is being done there is moving at a good pace. I'm impressed with the contractor. They seem to really have a good schedule going, and hopefully this time next year, if this happens, we won't be underwater the way we are tonight. So drive carefully if you're out and about tonight anywhere here in the town. And with that, I want to say happy Thanksgiving to everyone. This is one of my favorite holidays, and I wish everyone to have a blessed and happy holiday season. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Lemach?
Thank you, Mayor. And I just wanted to compliment Mr. Holste tonight. Did some extensive work on the Prestige and the White Oak projects, and I know you all mentioned it earlier, but I wanted to say it myself. It makes me feel better. So, Philip, thank you for a lot of work, a lot of late hours, and great job. Thank you.
Yeah. Mr. Weinthal?
I'm good, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Enjoy and be safe. We're adjourned.